Yeah, here we go. Another new guest, the former Celtic, Dundee United, Bristol City, Dumbarton player, Super Scoreboard, Mark Wilson. Super Scoreboard, Hugh Keevins has gave you his shirt for the interview, fair play, Hugh.
You don't like that? Getting a bit tighter now, used to fit me.
You've got the shockwaves in the barnet as well, mate, you're looking great.
Certainly have, aye.
Right, mate, we're going to start as a young kid, moving through to Dundee United. Talk us through how the debut came about at 17.
I was in a bit of the squad since I was 16. Alex Smith seemed to like me right away, so even though I was still sweeping the corridors and that, you would have missed all that, would you?
No, I sweeped your boots. I cleaned your boots, mate.
Not that well, you didn't. Sweeping the corridors and cleaning the seats and all that, he still put me in the squad. So I was in a bit of the squad since I was 16. Brilliant, great feeling. And then I was actually sweeping the corridor. We were playing Dundee on the Saturday. I was sweeping the corridor at 4 o'clock on the Friday with the YTSs. Maurice Malpass came out and says, by the way, you get yourself home. I says, all right. He says, you're in the squad tomorrow, just rest up. Didn't tell me, no team shape and back then or anything the day before. So I just went home. Anyway, pre-match the next day, just got announced at the pre-match meeting. I was playing centre mid against Dundee. Wow. It was out the blue. It was amazing. I
mean, you told anyone before the game?
Nothing. And the thing was, that was a team full of experience, and we had loads of players in my position. Davy Hanna was the one I always remember who was playing there, and he got left out for me. So I mean, Alex Smith had great faith to put me in, and I went well. We won the game, so it worked out in the end. You
said about the older pros. How good were they when you were a young boy?
Oh, brilliant. I mean, still keep in touch with most of them now.
Who are we talking?
We've got, Charlie, we had a great team at that time, Charlie Miller.
Fake Castle, Charlie Miller.
Aye. Jim McIntyre, who scored the goal that day, was terrific with me as a kid. You had Derek Lilly, Derek McInnes was in about at that time as well. Andy McLaren was about. We just had a team full of experienced guys. So for a young guy like me, it was easier than some of the young kids coming in now, where they're having to come in with maybe 6 other kids in the team and 1 or 2 experienced guys. It was different back then.
And before that debut, would they come up and give you a bit of advice, or was it just sink or swim?
You know what, I can't really remember. I think I was just that much trying to concentrate on what I was going to do in the occasion. I mean, back then, United against Dundee, it was a sellout every game. You couldn't get a seat. It was a big deal. Dundee had all these Argentinian stars that came from there. All these guys. So they're going, these guys have played in World Cups and that, and I'm going out to play it. So I was just concentrated. So I can't really remember the advice I was given, but just knew that if I fucked up, then it was all these experienced guys to dig me out a hole.
So how was the manager for you?
Who, Alex Smith? A brilliant man.
He's a legend, isn't he?
What a guy. Honestly, what a guy. See, to be honest, I didn't know too much about him. I mean, that was just me when I was a kid. Didn't know what he'd really achieved. Probably only when I got older and realised what he'd achieved in terms of success. But what a guy. I mean, to all the young kids at United, spoke away to all the boys and knew how to treat the older boys as well. I thought that was important as well as the younger guys, and gave me my chance. And then, unfortunately, after that game, I got injured. That was my first knee injury that eventually ended my career. But after that game, operated on, and again, he just full of support, take your time getting back. And when I was back, didn't hesitate again to put me back in.
So your debut, you done your knee?
Done my knee, aye.
That's the highs and the lows of football, eh?
I played Dundee on the Saturday, and I got man of the match in that game. Woke up the next day, my knee was done, and we were playing St Johnstone, I think, the Wednesday, and I couldn't make the game, and I needed an operation after that, and that was the beginning of the end.
The Ben Mees have killed you, didn't they?
Jeez, aye.
And then Ian McCall comes in as a manager.
Aye.
What a character, how was he?
He was, aye. In the end, very good. At the start, I thought, fucking hell, my time's up here.
How come?
Because he came in, and Ian McCall, the way he is, he's great at motivation and man management, all that stuff. But he had an idea that we weren't good enough as young kids. It was me, myself, and there was Stephen O'Donnell was there. We were Alex Smith had built us up to be, Dundee United, young guys are in the team, these are the future. And Ian McCall came right in and he just says, Mark Kerr was playing for his Falkirk team at that time. Kerrs was a good mate of mine now. I didn't know Kerrs at this time. And he just says, tell you what, yous two couldn't fucking lace Mark Kerr's boots. See, when he's here next year, yous will not play. And I was going, who's this Mark Kerr? It's like, fucking what a knobby sounds. But I didn't even know him at the time, you know. And anyway, Kerzo came out right enough, dropped us right away, dropped me and Odd at the team. And I was lucky enough to get in a few weeks later. Somebody got injured in the middle of the back three, and I was the only kind of defensive guy. But put me in, ended up winning the game. So I managed to stay in. Then Kerzo came in, and I mean, Kerzo was a brilliant player, you know, a great guy, but he just didn't like the guys that were there for some reason, and he wanted to change it. So often managers do, I think. They come in and go, I need to put my own stamp on this. But after that, must say that he found my best position.
So was it Ian McCall that put you to right back?
Well, I was playing right back here and there, but he was the one that put me to right back. And the formation he played, he didn't play with a right midfielder. He just said, play a narrow midfield and let Will just go up and down. And at that age, I could actually run, so I was up and down no bad. And he just put a confidence in me, and that's kind of where I started to play my best football.
He's notorious for his temper. You ever see him lose a rag properly?
Oh God.
He was a victim.
Well, I used to lose a rag quite often, but one time he came out, I think we were playing against Aberdeen. I think we were maybe 1 or 2 down at half time. We had a massage table, middle of the room, sandwiches and all that on it, and tea and things. And he came in at half time and he'd fucking flipped the thing and just went, no, I don't even know who he was shouting at. I was just one of them. I think he was in a rant, just flung everything, and I hadn't seen it like that, because Alex Smith was the opposite for that. You know, could shout but wasn't like that. So I was thinking, this guy's a psychopath. And see, to be honest, we went out and won the game.
Did you?
Went out and won it. I think we won it 3-2 or something like that. So very good at that, very good at getting a reaction out players, but he was, if you got on the wrong side, he'll make it tear you to shreds.
That was the angry side of Dundee United, but the fun side, Andy McLaren, a few stories on the man that does the cooking.
Some man, Andy. Well, I remember one time Gordon Chisholm took here, and Chiz is a great big guy. He was number 2 with Ian McCall. Chalk and cheese, these guys. Ian McCall, full of banter, full of carry on, could rip you to shreds. Chiz was a straight man, you know, just straight down the middle. Could see him, he get kind of a bit uncomfortable in situations with banter. And Andy, I felt Andy at that time had him on toast. So me as a young kid, just watching Andy, you know, and his stupid fucking things all the time. And then he came in to read at the team when he was manager. Cheers, obviously a big deal. He's fucking been made manager. Andy's there, and that table that Ian McCall had chucked. Andy's there, bollock naked, standing up, singing "Mysterious Girl" for Peter Andre, dancing bollock naked, saying, "How do you like that, Chiz?" And Chiz is trying to read at the team. Me as a young kid standing watching that, I thought, I'm never getting into management if there's guys like that about.
Brilliant. So obviously you were doing great at Dundee United, big interest for England. How close were you going down there?
There was interest, at that time, there was a few clubs. Port Vale. Fuck, you joking?
It was Everton, I think, wasn't it?
Everton, and there was a shout of Blackburn as well. But nothing really concrete came. There was a few other clubs. Wolves came out and played in pre-season. I think Glenn Hoddle was the manager, and there was talks of that as well. But it was exciting, you know. I'm not going to say I wanted to stay at Dundee United, because when you hear the clubs, you're thinking, can make a few quid here. You know what I mean?
Is it that?
Look, just be honest, you know. I mean, very, very little at Dundee. Well, a decent enough wage for playing at that level, but you're seeing boys earn big money. So I was thinking, this is great, but it never really came to anything. Nothing concrete got put into place, so that died away. Or it might have continued if it wasn't interest for Celtic, which then just put my mind.
As soon as you heard about Celtic, were you desperate to go there?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered if it was an offer for England. I would have went to Celtic. I don't think you get many opportunities, you know, to play for Celtic and Rangers or that. And I think some people who've maybe passed it up in the past have came to regret it. All right, they might have a big bank balance, but playing at Celtic, there was no way I was ever going to knock that back.
And you scored a penalty for Dundee United in Henrik Larsson's last game.
I did, aye.
Was that a big moment for you?
I was shitting myself as well. It was a meaningless game. Right, no joke, meaningless game, 2-0. And I was just buzzing to be playing in Henrik Larsson's last game. Couldn't believe it. And I'm sure Big Davy McCracken asked for his top. I'm sure he did.
Did he get it?
No, I'm pretty sure Henrik says no. For some reason, aye. Anyway, we got the penalty, and standing up, and the fans all behind the goal, and it was a massive. Ran away celebrating. It was 2-1 with a minute to go, and I ran away celebrating. We were getting beat 2-1. I scored to make it 2-1. I ran away celebrating as well. I got fucking so much stick for that, but I mean, what a game to play in, Henrik Larsson's last game.
So when did you first hear of Celtic's interest?
There was rumours pre-season when I was playing for United, and we were up. Where were we playing? We were playing at Montrose or something like that in a pre-season friendly, and somebody says, "Oh, Celtic are interested," and they were just changing manager, so nothing could be done, and then I kind of rumbled on for a few months, but it came concrete. I think it was mid-December that came concrete, and then things started chatting, and I knew it was going to happen one way or another.
Do you remember the first time you spoke to Wee Strachan?
I didn't really speak to it.
No.
Didn't contract or anything. First time I seen Gordon was went to Celtic, got my medical in the morning at Ross Hall. I'm sure it was Tim. Done that, which I was shite myself again because my knees were in a bit of a state by then. I'd already had something like, I think 6 or 7 operations by the time I went to Celtic. So my dad's absolute shit in it. He's outside smoking fags. You know, he's saying to me, "You're never going to pass this medical." So anyway, done that. Then went to the stadium, put into the wee room. You know, just off the boardroom, there's a wee room. Put in there, and hadn't spoke to Gordon yet. So first time I'd spoke to him, he'd just come in. How you doing, son? Blah blah blah. You'll do all right here. Pat in the back, sign. There you go. Right, I'll catch you later. That was it. Walked it.
And then out to train after that?
And then, I went out and got all the pictures taken, that, and then he had me and my dad half hour later into the office just saying, just talk, you know what it's like, just talking about everything apart from Celtic. Just everything. It was brilliant. I just thought, this guy's, you know, infectious. I'd seen him before on his TV, and I thought, God, this is going to be great. And then I'd heard stories what he was like on the training pitch. And I thought, I can't wait to get started under this guy. And
then on the training pitch, how daunting is it coming from Dundee United into a big club like that?
The first day training, never been so nervous in my life. Because you had all your big hitters that were still there. You know, you had John Hartson, you had Lenny, you had Stan, you know, you had all of them, Alan Thompson, who'd been there, done it all. Add into that, Roy Keane had just signed the week before me. And then you had all the other younger ones, Maloney and that, who'd been involved in the UEFA Cup final, McGeady. I mean, played Champions League and that, and I'm going in there first day of training. I had an absolute shocker. So I did shocker. And I was
did any of them give you a bit?
No, I think they were all just thinking that this guy's never going to make it. Where do we get this muppet from? But no, I remember it was just one of the days I was that eager to impress. And we used to do the thing with the hurdles, mate, with Gary Pendry, that you go to the hurdles. I fucking kneed myself in the face, and I was going, this isn't going well. And then I got the old 50-yard runs, 7-second runs at the end, and I was dying. These boys were just cruising, and I was thinking, I'm not going to make this here. These boys are too good, too fit. But what a day. You know, once I went home that day, I couldn't believe it. First day, that was the first day of training as well.
Would any of the older boys, would they give advice or help, or was it just get on with it?
No, I tell you, big John Hartson, I thought was unbelievable. For me, going in, and you know what it's like when you're an older pro, if a young guy comes in, sometimes you're a bit sad. You say all the best to him, you don't really know. Big John right over, you know, Mark, good luck, all the best, welcome to the club. Same with my family, as soon as they seen them in the players' lounge, that wee players' lounge, it used to be at Celtic Park, right up, how you doing, I'm John, introducing himself, like, I'm John Hartson to my family. I thought that was brilliant. I think that speaks volume for the guy, But again, once I was put in the team, the older boys were brilliant, you know, getting us through that first 6 months.
Big Sutty never wind you up now?
I missed City.
Oh, did you? Was he away? Was he?
He just got punted the 2 weeks before I went. Because I think that was the transition. That was the transitional period where I think Gordon was trying to getting rid of the old Seville Martin O'Neill team, and he kept maybe 4 or 5 of them, and he was trying to get younger guys like myself into to make it a different side.
You talked about the nerves the first day. How long is it before they go away and you feel comfortable? Is it a while?
I mean, I was in training. I was still nervous, probably well into my. So I played 6 months, and probably the following season as well. I was still nervous. I was only really probably my 3rd season. I started to feel right. I'm kind of part of it. You know what it is? Because I was thinking I'm not going to really last long here. You know, I might be at the door in 6 months, so you don't want to start acting like a dick, you know, and I've made it here and I'm part of Celtic, and then you're at the door. How many times have you seen that? So it was only
I've seen it.
I was only by about the 3rd. I maybe into 2nd season, 3rd season, I started feeling more comfortable with things, and because other guys were coming in and they were asking me advice and what's this like at the club and what's it, and I felt, well, I've been here long enough to pass judgment.
See, being a young player there, I was so scared of Lenny. Were you the same?
Aye, but in training. Because he used to get that fucking stare, and then he would go mental. Even in the dressing room, he's a great guy off the pitch, but you know that swagger he has. You still see it when he walks into a room, and everything he brings with him when he does that. I mean, he used to walk through that back door. Through the kit room, and all the time I used to just see him think, didn't really want to say it, he'd done kind of sheepish. But then, imagine him as a manager. Then I had him as a manager, you know, not that long after.
Oh, so you did that?
Aye, so it was, by that time I'd got used to him as a player, but then when he goes manager, it's the same all over again.
Now, you mentioned Roy Keane. I think there's been about 3 people on that have told us that you smashed him.
I didn't fucking mean to smash him. I didn't mean to smash him. I don't actually know if he knows that, so try and send him this video. Didn't fucking mean it. And I'm not joking, you've never seen a guy...
Was he raging?
Fuck, I can't understand how you could get so angry at that. Seriously. So it was a wet day, and the ball goes to Roy, and I charge it just to close him down, and I fucking slip. I must admit, I did take him out, right? I wiped him out, and the full place went silent. Oh, fuck, oh, no. And I got up and I says, sorry, didn't even look at me. Didn't even acknowledge me. And just carried on with the game. About 10 minutes later, switch of play comes left back to me, I take my touch. And he's fucking charging from miles away. I see him coming, I just hit up by him, and I go to no interest in the ball. Absolutely wiped me out, waist high. One of the worst tackles I've ever had in my career. And lucky he caught me there. He obviously didn't.
Did he say sorry to you?
Did he fucking, you joking? No chance. Just got up, played up, nobody says it, and I didn't say it because I'm thinking I'm not starting a fight with him.
So Gordon Strachan though?
Gordon didn't say it. Gordon just looked. Everybody just looked and just went, play on. And that was it. And nobody says it until we got back in the dressing room. It was kind of like, you know, when you're in school and somebody gets into trouble and you don't want to laugh and that, and everybody's just sitting there, and then I don't know who it was, maybe Daz a Day or Big Mick or something like that, said, what about it? Everybody just burst out laughing, and he just kind of gave a wee grin and walked out.
And that was it?
No apology.
Second prizes off Roy Keane, brilliant. What kind of guy was he though about the place? Did he make a difference to that team?
I don't know how much a difference he made to the team. I thought it was good to have somebody his stature come up and want to play for the club. I thought it was good for Scottish football. He didn't play that often, but the games he did play, I thought he was brilliant. Not the Clyde game, right enough, but I thought game at Ibrox, that was my first Old Firm game. He was man of the match, outstanding, absolutely strolled at him and Lenny, middle of the pitch. And off the pitch, he was a lovely guy, honestly, really nice guy, away from football. I know he get that persona that he's this hard guy. For the 4 or 5 months I knew him, I thought he was a lovely guy. On the pitch though, he used to just chase me around and just fucking give me abuse all the time. If I gave the ball away, he he had this thing for me, he just gave me abuse. I got to the stage it was getting funny now that the boys were going, Roy's coming after you today in training again. I don't know what I'd done to him.
Hard man until you got a hold on me.
Exactly.
Second season, Champions League debut at Old Trafford. How was that? Another nervous moment?
Aye. It was. But that was I think probably the best moment in my career. Always wanted to play in the Champions League because I watched it like we all did as kids, you know, when Man United and all that won it. So and you hear the tune, and I always thought, if I ever get to the level I'm playing Champions League football, then I've done all right. So to do it against Man United, who were my favourite team at Old Trafford, with some of the players that they had, it was incredible. You know, it was see standing in that lineup with the tune coming on. Celtic had some allocation tickets as well, and it was an unbelievable atmosphere. And you know, the hairs in the arm were going up and that, and you just lose your focus for a minute, just get caught up in it, and then it was a great game of football. It was a brilliant game of football, but I broke my foot and I had to come off. So bittersweet again.
God's sake, some man. What was the standard like? Was it a massive jump for the SPL to play in Champions League?
Aye. I thought it was. I always wondered what it was going to be like, but just in terms of the ability the boys have got, get punished for any mistake. The thing I found, the pace of the game. You see Champions League games, you pass it about the back and that, but you don't see, when the camera's focused on centre halves passing it about the back, you don't see the fucking forwards who are making darting runs, and you need to follow them, you know, and then get back into position. So it's an incredible pace, and the standard for what we are in Scotland to there is huge, and it was an achievement for us to get to where we were in that, and especially with the teams we were playing against.
Just that man, who were you up against? Was it Giggs?
Who was I against? Was it Ronaldo? Ronaldo was playing at that time. Might have been Ronaldo, and Ronaldo a few times, and Giggs was there as well. So
Giggs dived for the penalty, didn't he? Harsh result, right?
Aye, he's fucking robbed us. Definitely robbed us, aye.
And then you play AC Milan in the last 16.
Aye.
How close were you to beating them?
By the way, we were, because see at that time, it was 0-0 at Celtic Park. I think getting into the 80th minute, a ball get played through, and is that Gilardino? I think it was, went round Big Arthur, and I slid in, and he dived, and I thought, oh my God, that's a certain penalty. But I knew he'd dive, but I just thought European refs here, he's getting it. But to be fair, he done this, so it ended 0-0, and see, 0-0's a no bad result in Europe now, but you know what the Celtic fans are like. They thought, nah, that's us out, you know, because if you don't win at home, Celtic fans, great thing about them, always want to win at home, and we didn't. But we went to Milan, and we were close, by the way. We were close for the team that they had with Kaka, who was running amok at that time around Europe. It was incredible. It was such an emotional night in Milan when we eventually got put out.
You mentioned Arthur Boric there. Gordon Strachan was on here saying that if Arthur lived properly, he could have been the best goalie in the world. Would you go along with that?
Well, if Gordon says that, he knows better than me, but he wouldn't be far off, I tell you that. What an outstanding goal he was.
Is he, yeah.
But he's right. I don't think he lived his life the proper way. He was always last in, bloodshot eyes, and would just whack on his gear, not really say it to anybody, go out and train, be unbelievable, save everything, occasional scrap he would have. Back in, gear on, away home before fucking anything.
What would he fight over? Just anything?
Just anything, and I'm sure you know. I'm sure you know a few people he's fought with, but it was what a goal he was. And
was he a likeable guy though? Obviously.
Listen, I got on great with him. I thought he sat next to me at the training ground. I got on great with him. Never had any problems. Thought he was likeable most of the time, but I think sometimes when he got a drink, you know, he turned into somebody different. But he was.
Would nobody say to him, Arthur, come on, just get yourself in, you could be there?
Fuck, I don't know. Well, it wasn't our job, was it? I mean, I was still young at that time. I certainly wasn't going to say to Arthur Boric, get yourself together, mate, would you? You'd be the best goalie in the world if you was packed in the drinking.
Just on Gordon Strachan, who we mentioned, how much of a part did he play in Celtic qualifying for the last 16?
Well, everything, really, because you got to remember, that team wasn't wasn't like the team that got to Seville with Larson, Sutton, all the guys, Alan Thompson, Lennon, all experienced pro. As I say, he broke that team up and he filled it with myself, and there was others, Bruni and Caldwell and Scotty McDonald, guys like that who had done well at smaller clubs, but he brought them on, instilled belief into us, gave us tactical awareness of the game and how we should actually play the game, and found a formula that was good enough to compete with the best in Europe. So I don't think you can underestimate how difficult that would be as a coach, and he achieved it. Now, he achieved it twice, which is, I thought, a remarkable achievement. Not to say that we were shite, but with that group of players, there's been better Celtic teams than that who have failed to qualify for that stage. So for him to do it with us and with a relatively young group, thought it was a remarkable achievement.
The one thing about him for me is that I was only a jobbie, like the 18th, 19th man every now and again, but his team talks, like, he would be speaking and he would just pick up an apple and he'd be
loved that, didn't he?
Oh, that's a nice apple, what is that, Granny? And then he would just talk about apples for like 20 seconds. Do you remember any other weird team talks?
No, I remember, it's funny you should say that, Fruit always knew when the gaffer was going to go off his head when he came in at half time and he was eating something. Banana. But I always thought a banana, he's eating a banana, fucking
Somebody's getting it.
Here we go. But he'd eat a banana, he'd just wait for everybody to sit down. Yeah, he's all finished. Then he'd make sure he finished his banana, and then he would just rip through you. Aye.
Did they play us fear, Gordon Strachan? There was a fear there?
I think there was definitely a fear factor with him. I certainly had that, but I think the older ones had that mix, because I think after Martin O'Neill, apparently I missed him, but apparently Martin O'Neill had a huge fear factor over the players, and I think the next appointment was so important, and I think Gordon really had that as well. He had that with the young players, but I think he had that balance with the older ones as well.
Tommy Gravison. How was your dealings with the madman?
The madman, that's a great description. Tommy was unbelievable. I couldn't believe a guy coming from Real Madrid. Heard some stories about him. Never thought he'd be this fucking crackpot that he was. You seen him in action. This guy was unbelievable. The first thing that struck me was how he just wanted to dry hump everybody. Everybody that he came in contact with. Players, physios, staff members. All right, lad, grab, right? That was amazing, and he was some guy, and played against Rangers, Ibrox. I think it was the game he scored in. Remember he scored? And he's playing right mid in front of me, and right away alarm bells are ringing, because Tommy would just take off. Be playing right mid, he'd be left wing 1 minute and did not give a shit. And but what a talent! And we're midway through the second half, and I think Rangers are coming top of us. So I'm saying to him, Tommy, shut your right half. So the left back always like, shut your right half, shut your left half, and he just cracked. He just fucking turned round mid-game. He goes, shut up, lad, shut up. So I went, oh, fucking hell. And then I thought, he must be joking. So 5 minutes later, I see him happening, Tommy, shut your left half. Shut the fuck up, lad. Do not talk to me. Don't talk to me again for the full game. And I was saying, this guy's an absolute psychopath. I'm not joking. I get absolutely rinsed that game, because, as I said, Tommy, from me trying to cut off passes, he was playing centre mid, he was playing left wing, and I thought, this guy's unbelievable. But you give him a ball, and then he would...
His technique was frightening, wasn't it?
Technique, and then just... you've mentioned it, I'm sure, before, with his pool cue, coming into training with his pool cue, just wanted to play pool.
That's all he cared about, wasn't it?
He's unbelievable. What a character the guy was, unreal.
So Gordon Strachan leaves and Tony Mowbray comes in.
Aye.
What was your thoughts when you heard, first of all, Gordon Strachan leaving, and second, that Mowbray was getting
honestly, I was gutted when Gordon was leaving, because he's been the best manager that I worked under. I just got on great with him, and what he'd achieved at the club, I was thinking, it's not really going to come to an end. This is brilliant, And then when Tony came in, I thought it could be good. I thought it might work. His style of football in the past, with a group like us, might work. But it didn't. It was a fucking disaster. Just a disaster for almost the off. And
why do you think that was?
Not sure. I'm not sure. A number of things. It was that we had this togetherness as really as a squad under Strachan and with staff as well. Everybody together. I just thought there was too much bitching, and that was for staff that Tony had brought in as well, you know, and too much chatting, not enough togetherness, and I just didn't want it. And at times I thought maybe Tony didn't give the respect to the rest of the league that should have been merited to them. I mean, I thought sometimes he would talk certain teams down, and then we would go out and we wouldn't beat them. And I thought that was a problem.
Because him and his assistant, Vino, they would argue quite a bit, wouldn't they?
They would argue a bit, but Vino would sometimes be sitting on the bench and say, I wouldn't have made that sub. And Tony would make the sub, I wouldn't have made that sub. And I'm sitting going, well, don't tell me, you know. So there was a bit of a divide between them, and then, I mean, Peter Grant, I love Peter Grant, great guy, good coach, but I don't know how much then him and Vino got on. There was just so much going on behind the scenes, and then the players, the signings that he brought in didn't work either, and it was just a disaster. And then it all culminated in that game at St Mirren. That was just absolutely a non-event for us.
You came out that season and said that your Celtic career was over.
Aye.
What made you say that?
Because it was. I mean, he didn't play me.
Had he told you it was over?
No. Well, the funny thing was, he didn't play me, and as a player, I was obviously upset at that, but I didn't think I was given a proper chance under him. He kind of just wrote me off, and anyway, so I was a bit miffed at that. Anyway, so I went to see him, and I says, look, I've got a chance of going on loan. Can I go on loan? And he said, nah, I can't let you go on loan. I says, well, I'm not playing. I said, I'd need to go out and play at stage. He says, no. He said, you're kind of like a comfort blanket to me. He says, I need you for certain positions if somebody gets injured. I went, well, what does that mean? He says, well, you can play left back, you can play right back, holding midfield sometimes, and you can play centre back as well. He says, I need you to cover the position. I said, well, that's no good for me. I need to be playing just now, because I'd played under Strachan, I had a few injuries, I needed to be playing. Nah, you can't go. So I sat on the bench for a wee while longer, and then I kind of got into his thoughts a wee bit, but again, he played me sparingly, and I just thought, nah, this isn't going to work for me here.
See, on that St Mirren game,
aye.
Was a bus back to the park? Was there fans? Fans waiting
outside? Aye. That's brought two really bad experiences. In short, quick succession. There, bus back, fans outside want to fight. I totally understand that. And
Roy Keane was there wanting to fight you.
He was wanting to 2-foot me again, and it was a terrible experience. And then shortly after, Ross County and the Scottish Cup semi, and that was when Neil had just took the job after Tony. Fans again. Aye, and I got it from one of them came for me. I said, I wasn't even fucking playing. I was a sub. And he came for me, you were shocking. I said, I wasn't on the park, mate. So that shows how bad I was in the warm-up.
But on Mowbray again, the players you brought in as well, no good enough for Celtic?
Well, I proved that they had one or two successes. But
Robbie Keane was successful.
Robbie Keane, of course, was successful. He scored in almost every game he played, so he was always going to be a success. Other ones around about, I mean, big Marco Fortuny, lovely big fella, you know, had a good career, just didn't work for him at Celtic for some reason. Nguemo, Mowbray loved Nguemo. Again, I didn't think it worked for him at Celtic either. Brought in the boy Edson Braffide, left back. Boy played in the World Cup final. Couldn't believe it.
Was he hopeless?
I mean, he came from Bayern Munich, supposedly on 50 or 60 grand a week, and just his lack of respect, I thought, for the club, I thought was shocking. And that culminated in that game I was telling you with Lenny, when Tony left and we went to Hampden to play Ross County, and Lenny took over. Edson he made the squad, didn't make the subs bench, and he just walked out. He just left Hampden. And
Up the road?
Up the road before the game even started. I just thought that was... Then I switched on the telly that summer and he's fucking played in the World Cup final. I thought, how's football work? I'm quitting.
Unbelievable, eh? One thing I've always wanted to know about Tony Mowbray, see when it wasn't going right, would he lose his rag? Or was that... Never?
Never seen him lose his rag. Beat for Rangers at Ibrox. Just the same tone as you'd hear him if he'd won a game. I know, it's just very, very level. So, but he's proved a success elsewhere where he's went. But just at Celtic, I don't know, for whatever reason, he seemed the perfect fit with his football and philosophy, but it didn't work.
And then the complete opposite, Neil Lennon gets the job.
Aye.
Would you credit him for revitalising your Celtic career?
Without a doubt. Neil at that time, Neil was at the club as well with Tony, so Neil was doing the resis,
the jobbies.
Aye, the jobbies. I came and played with the jobbies most of the time when I was born. And Neil was brilliant, you know, relaxed but firm at the same time. And I was delighted when he got the opportunity. He had 7 games to try and be the manager. I think everybody at the club was willing him on. All the supporters were. And I'm not sure, I think we won 07 actually, maybe we won 07. And that was including an Old Firm game. So it kind of got the support back inside. The only black mark was the Ross County game in the semis. And then he got the job, and after that, it was just, he brought everything that was good under Strachan back to Celtic, in my opinion. Aye.
See that Ross County game, defeat, would he then lose his rag?
Aye, Lenny, aye. Yep. Said he was going round. I can't remember who it was, but he was going round a few saying you'll never play for the club again. Aye, really, aye. That's how much. But that was the difference. So from Mowbray just being placid and calm, win, lose or draw, to Lenny understanding what that result meant, as in you shouldn't play for this club ever again if you're getting beat. And that was the fire that he kind of brought to the club, and that lasted throughout his reign.
Do you think at a club like Celtic there always needs to be that fear of the manager?
Always. I think the manager at Celtic has got to be the most important person at the club. I know Peter Lawwell and all that run behind the scenes and doing a brilliant job, but I think the manager has to be the number one guy, because remember, he's the one that's out in press conferences every or twice a week. He has to convince the supporters of what's happening at the club is the right thing, but he's got the hardest job with, I don't know what the squad size is, 40, 50 players, including the young people, that they have to fear and respect him. If you lose that at a club like Celtic, then forget about it, you're never going to succeed.
At what point of that year did you become a regular? Because I think Juarez played right back for the first... Juarez
played, and then remember Chaduri was in, aye. What a guy he was. He was brilliant. He'd served time in the military and everything, that guy in Korea. Aye. So he wasn't one to be messed with. So big Cha, I wasn't bothered that Cha was ahead of me in the team. And then he had to go away. Maybe he had to go away in military service or something. And I get in. I swear, aye. I'm sure he scored in his last game against St Johnstone. It was like in December or something like that. And I got to be a regular then. And after that, Lenny kept me on the side. See, when you weren't a regular at first, would you go and see Lenny, or would you just bide your time? No, I was, you know what? I was at a stage that I kind of knew that Cha was what Lenny wanted as well. I think you see it in his Hibs team now. Powerful, bags of pace, you know, could run the foot. He was lightning quick, and I was never lightning quick. So in that respect, I could see what Lenny was wanting. But I would still play from time to time, so it would still keep me relatively happy, and I was happy with the training, coming in and training. There's nothing worse if you're coming in and the training shite, then you're not playing, you're going away going, this is absolutely brutal. But the training was good, the place was upbeat, I was getting occasional games, so I was still happy then, aye. And then you got in, mate, you turned into a goal machine. Scored 3 or something like that in quick succession. Cha never done that, mate. He only scored one. Exactly, get up you, Cha. But the Rangers goal, how good a feeling was that, growing up as a Celtic fan and scoring against Rangers? I've said it loads, and it's the old cliche, it's the best moment. I mean, so many times I wished I scored against Rangers. Down the park, I went through the Rangers 9 in a row era. All my mates were Rangers fans, and I used to take some abuse, you know, in Gaza and Loudrum, that every time down the park. Imagine you're scoring against Rangers, and fucking hell, that night it happened. It was incredible. Didn't know what to do. So many things when you score. jump into the crowd or I can run out of the family or whatever. So I just didn't know what to do. I just kept running until somebody grabbed me. But what a feeling it was.
That was the shame game, wasn't it?
That was a shame game.
Supposedly,
I was kicking off.
Ali McCoy's told us what he says to Lenny was, I can't believe Mark Wilson scored against us.
I wouldn't be surprised, by the way. I'm going to pull him at sixes if he did say that.
What was the reaction of the boys after that game? Was it spoken about?
No, after it, nah, not really. I think nobody knew what was going on. Something happened that night that was mental. For the start, I think Whittaker got sent off first half. Then you had Lenny and Cloystey fighting. Then you had at the full time whistle. Was it Juve? Was Juve at it again? He was taking his top off and all that, and it was absolutely mad. And then just in the dressing room, it was just elation. Paul Nutini came in the dressing room after it.
Did he?
Gave us a wee song, which was brilliant. So that just topped.
What did he sing? Do you remember?
He sung "We Are Celtic Supporters." I was wanting to sing one of his hits, but he didn't. He sung a Celtic song, which was good.
Brilliant,
brilliant, great night.
Was the reaction over the top after that? I think there was a government summit and all. Would you have been involved with any of that now?
No, but reading in the papers, I was saying, what's going on here? It's a football game. And I know they're trying to, they don't like the violence in the street and that, but I've never really seen what the fuss was about. I think there's been much worse at Old Firm games out with the stadium than there was that night. I don't know what the big deal was, but it got blown out well out of proportion, and my goal got knocked off the back page, which was a pain in the arse.
But Lenny, again, you played in the game that at Tynecastle where the Hearts fan attacked him as well.
Aye.
I mean, what was your feelings watching that and playing in that?
Well, I was standing about 5 yards away from him. I was closest to him. Just remember at the corner of my eye, just seeing somebody cut. But I didn't know if it was one of your staff coming out, and it just broke out again. But it was shocking that a fan can get on the pitch and do that. But Tynecastle's that close, and the fans on top of you. It was a brilliant pitch to play at. But security then has got to be ramped up in situations where you've got a figure like Neil Lennon who became a hate figure for, and probably still is, for a large portion of the Hearts fans. The security around him that night needed to be tighter. But Neil, see, to be fair, Lenny dealt with it incredibly well, because that boy could have had a knife or anything on him that night, and it just kind of soured the game, which was actually a good performance, because it was... the tension surrounding the games at Tynecastle was huge at that point. Was he shaking up at the end in the dressing room? No, not really. He just got about it like the way Lenny does. So didn't really say much about it. But I'm sure when he went home that night and he seen the actual footage on the TV, that he must have thought, God, I'm a lucky guy. But that was a poor night for Scottish football, and it was a shame that all came in quick succession, because Lenny got a lot of blame for stuff that happened out with football, but in the football side, tactically and everything, I thought he was first class. That season, lost the league, won 92 points. Was it the game at Inverness that lost it? That humped us, didn't it? That humped us. Went up there, always remember it, and thought we need to win this. Inverness was a kind of bogey team for us for some reason, and we just didn't play. Just mistake in the first half. Then they scored again, ended up getting ourselves back into it, but too late. And we flew down the road after it. Lenny was going nuts, obviously, at the side of the park. It says to us, that's it, he's a blew it. And we're all absolutely gutted. Because there's still, I don't know how many games there were to go, maybe a few games left to go, but we kind of knew that's it done. And then he held a big meeting in the office back at Celtic Park. And he calmed down a bit, and he started chatting. And he let us pick the bones out of what had happened. A few boys had their say-so, and it was a bit of a damp squib the season after that, because we knew we had a team that year that should have won the league. They were, honestly, some of the boys playing in that team were outstanding. And who the likes of who? I mean, guys like Hooper and that were unbelievable players, and I just thought we were playing exciting football at that Joe Edley and all that, and just thought we'd had such free-flowing football, and we were exciting to watch, and I just thought it was going to happen. But we couldn't win probably one of the most important games. Everybody said, "Oh, win against Rangers, you win the league." Games like away at Inverness on I think it was a Wednesday night or a Tuesday night, That's the ones you need to win.
So you won the Scottish Cup that year. Did that make up for it in any way, or was it, as you say, a damp squad?
Aye, it did, because, well, that doesn't make up for losing the league, but at least we got some recognition for what was otherwise a really good season with a really good bunch of boys. That was the thing, that team were really together, because chatted about it earlier when I came in, and there was a bit of a divide in the dressing room with the older guys like Lenny and John and Stan and that who'd been there, and the younger guys. That was where everything kind of came together, where we were all the similar ages and we were all down to earth and we were all, have a laugh together. So to have some recognition at the end of the season, I thought that was nice to have a wee bit of silverware.
Would they boys go out together as well?
Aye.
Carbon?
Had a few good nights.
Would Lenny go out?
Carbon. Lenny would often turn up with
With a leather jacket on?
With a leather jacket, aye, and tell us to get up the road.
Brilliant. Your last season, mate, you never really played much.
No.
Why was that?
Well, I started the season, and by that time my knee was giving me real problems, and the manager knew that. But he kept the side. He played me in the big games, so we played against. We were in Europa League. Played against Atletico Madrid and Rangers in the space of, I think it was a week or 5 days or something like that. And he chose to play me in both of the games, and then the knee started taking its toll. And by, I think it was September, October, we drew against Hibs. We drew against Hibs at home, 0-0. Rangers moved, something like 10 points clear or something ridiculous like that. And he went nuts. And he went nuts at me in the changing room after that.
Say what, like?
He says, "You're moving like a fucking old man now." Yeah, that's what he says to me. And he says, "Never lie to me again that you're fit." And I says, "Well, I didn't lie to you." I says, the way my life. And I was playing for the team, because I was asked, and he says, "Nah, you should have told me you weren't 100% fit." And after that, I thought, well, I need to get my knee done again. So after that, got another operation on my knee, which put me out. Then to the January, and when I came back in the January, I found myself down the pecking order. Adam Matthews was there, and Mikael Lustig had just been bought. So I said to Lenny, "Look, what's that look like?" He says, "Well, why don't you go out on loan?" So I tried to go out on loan to Leeds, and failed the medical because my knee was swollen for a training session the day before, and that was it. I ended up having to just sit and train a lot with the resis at that time, and I think I got 1 or 2 games at the end of the season, but that was the end of it. I kind of knew when I went in for my knee operation that I wasn't going to get another contract. That was my time up.
And how sad is it to leave Celtic?
Oh, it's devastating. Aye, devastating. I don't think you can underestimate it. I think when people leave for the right reasons sometimes, because they get an offer down south, I think there's always that bit in them that go, the club I've came to isn't as good as where I've left. And I mean everything about it. I mean behind the scenes, the staff, the way you're treated. I mean, you're treated like heroes out in the street in Glasgow. People go down south to one of the championship clubs or award in the Premier League, and they don't get that. And I think when you've had that at Celtic, you kind of crave it, you want it. So leaving was hard. And I honestly think that with my knee injury as well, combined with the kind of that feeling, that affected my performances going from Celtic to Bristol City. Can never really hit the high I was at, coupled with the injury that I had.
And plus the accent down there does you nothing, didn't it? Oh, it's terrible. How did you find Bristol City? Was it McInnes?
McInnes, great guy, loved him. Had him as my captain at United, and I just thought he was an outstanding guy. And again, he was the same as me with my knee. I think I got my move to Bristol City because I met Dale in Florida. He was staying in the same complex as me, and he seen me out running in the streets. I think he thought, his knee doesn't look that bad. I fooled him, didn't I? I'm always joking, Dale. So I went down there, and I played a few trial games for him, and I came up fit, and then I played in the league down there, and it was just, be honest, they were just too quick and too strong for me with the injury I had. I couldn't get to the pace I was struggling to turn, and only played, I think, 9 or 10 times down there, which was a poor season for Bristol City. Dale lost his job, and I really felt for Dale because I thought he was a top manager, and I thought he had a decent enough team that should have done better for him down there.
So your knee's done you and Dylan?
fucking done him in that.
Right, mate, back to United for a swan song, but one thing I want to speak about is the management of Airdrie. How did you find it?
It was brilliant experience. I loved it. On the pitch every day, coaching, on the touchline, being involved, but it was at that club. It was a lot for a young manager to go. I was 32, and there was stuff going on at the club that would be hard enough for the most experienced manager to go into. But it was great. I loved the interaction with the boys again. I loved just being out there. I loved that responsibility and getting tactics and putting on sessions and actually thinking about the game rather than just going out and playing for 90 minutes and getting lost in it. You actually had to think and adjust during the game. I loved all that, but it was just maybe the wrong time for me to get into that club. And I wish them well because there is some good people, but it's a shame that the club's like the state it is, knowing Airdrie years gone by. And I think some of the fans hold on to the past like they always do. I think they still think they're the Airdrie of 1995, and it's not that. It's a totally different club.
And are you looking to get back into management?
I'd love to, if the opportunity came up at the right club, I think you need a good chairman and somebody to support a young manager and give him time. So I would love it, or a coaching, a coaching role or assistant role. I think that would be good. Having sampled being the manager and the kind of main man that makes the decisions, that's a great amount of experience that I've had. And maybe sometimes I would like to learn from somebody that was ahead of me, actually sit in a staff where there is a manager and I can learn from his mistakes as well. So I would like to try both sides of it, and then only then I can decide what role's for me, because sometimes management's not for everybody. Sometimes, coaching's enough for people. So until I try that out, that's when I'll find it.
All the best, whatever happens, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Top
Thank
man,
you.
Billy. Cheers.
Cheers, Si.